What's up, wall fans, common sensors, and especially brewery fans? That's right, it's your favorite podcast host, the one and only Sean O'Rourke, coming at you with another Go Tell to the Brewery beer review. And for this particular edition, we do have a local. Remember, if you're kind of new to the channel, haven't listened to the pod, we're based out of Los Angeles, California, so we do have a local beer for this edition of Go Tell to the Brewery, and it is from The Dudes Brewing Company. The Dudes Brewing Company, let me show the front instead of the back. The Dudes Brewing Company, CalifornIPA. It is a very, very typical California IPA, but there's just something about the Dudes Brewery that I really enjoy. They are kind of new, fairly new. They've only been around since 2013. They're based out of an area of Los Angeles, California called Torrance. Now, if you're familiar with Los Angeles, you know exactly where that is. If you're not familiar with Los Angeles, it's kind of just south of Los Angeles. It's borderline Orange County, but still technically Los Angeles. It's still Southern California, of course. And in 2013, the Dudes Brewing Company opened up a brewery there. And in fact, they have up to 24 beers on tap at a time at their brewery and at their multiple tasting rooms around Southern California. And I believe, because they are available in 8 different states, I believe they have some tasting rooms outside of California as well. So if you're not in California, look them up. Check out one of those tasting rooms. At the very least, go down to your local, craft brew cellar, wherever that may be. I joke like that because we literally have a place in LA called Craft Brew Cellar. Figure that out? Ooh, pun intended? Yes. But go down there, check them out, because they're available in 8 different states if you happen to be outside of California. Now, like I was saying, it's a very, very typical IPA, CalifornIPA. If you've listened to the podcast, Go Tell It to Wall podcast, we actually had this on the podcast as our featured beer months and months ago. I can't remember which episode. We do so many episodes, I can never remember. I'm not going back and listening through all of them, but we have had it previously, and I got to give a big shout out to my good friend Kevin Jones, who turned me on to the Dudes Brewing. He turned me on, in fact, months and months ago, he showed up to my house with a 4-pack of this CalifornIPA so I could try it out, have it on the podcast. Well, we didn't do a beer review of it. We didn't do a Go Tell to the Brewery. So here we are doing a Go Tell to the Brewery. I highly recommend this one if you're an IPA fan. I feel like I say that a lot on this podcast. If you're an IPA fan, check out this IPA. Yes, it is an IPA. It's not as hoppy as like your Stone IPAs. It's a little smoother. It's closer to like a Sierra Nevada Pale Ale or maybe a North Coast Brewing IPA. A little smoother, but still going to have a lot of those hops and sitting right in the 6s there as far as the percentage on the alcohol content. So keep that in mind as well. But it is nice and crisp. It's nice and crisp. I enjoy drinking this one during the day. It's a tasty one. And who doesn't love 16-ounce cans? 16-ounce cans is such a thing that's overlooked. And the Dudes Brewing Company out of Torrance, they do the 16-ounce cans, as you can see. 16-ounce can. That's the way to do it, Drink a little beer, 6-pint can. Let's do it right, So, wall fans, common sensors, Go Tell It to the Brewery fans. Check out the Dudes Brewing Company. I've had a couple of their brews. All good. We'll get a couple more on here because they have some really, really tasty brews. And like I said, up to 24 beers on tap at their tasting room at the brewery in Torrance, California. So if you live in Southern California, check them out. If you're outside, as I mentioned, 8 different states, you can find at the very least the cans. You might be able to find them on tap at your local bar if you're outside of Southern California as well. So check them out. And if you can't, go into your local, tap room, your local liquor store, wherever you get your beer, and say, "That Dudes, bring me some of that Dudes." I know there's just something about that Dudes that I like. Still completely family owned and operated, so they get this. I didn't see the actual official seal on here from the Craft Brewers Association, but of course I'm sure they will be getting their little seal on all their cans because still completely family owned and operated out of Torrance, California, pushing out a lot of that CalifornIPA in addition to some other tasty brews from the Dudes Brewing Company. So check them out, wall fans. Check them out, common sensors, and especially Go Tell It to the Brewery fans. Check them out. The Dudes Brewing Company. I'm enjoying it. And remember, wall fans, always remember, no matter what it is you're drinking, no matter who you're drinking with, no matter where you're drinking, and especially no matter why it is you are drinking, always drink with common sense.